Subscribe to ULO for all of your racing tips, and there's further coverage on our website at ulo.co.uk. Later in the week, be sure to check out our ULO Weekender podcast, where Barney holds the chair in Studio 11 with Caroline, Katie J. Seller or Marie-France Swore, where they will be looking forward to some of the big races coming your way. Before we get on to the flat racing for Saturday, it's going to be an intriguing day up at Ayr, where Willie Mullins closes in on Dan Skelton for the British Jump Trainers Championship. After a stunning Aintree festival, where he came from a seemingly impossible position to be odds-on to retain the title, Ayr remains a key fixture with the Scottish Grand National featuring. Willie has 6 lining up for the big one, with Chosen Witness topping the anti-post markets, while last year's winner McDermott and Nace scorer Olympic Man aren't too far behind. We'll go for Olympic Man, who J. Seller liked in her podcast this week, and as she mentioned Nick Rocket in last week's rundown of the Grand National, we'll stick with that. Down at Newbury, Silver Sword can land the Spring Cup handicap under Jamie Spencer. Our Saturday nap is Simmering, going to post in the Dubai Duty-Free Stakes. It's hard to get away from the appeal of Ollie Sangster's Simmering for the Fred Darling, as it is better known. Of course, Charlie Appleby's Mountain Breeze scooped the Jumeirah 1000 guineas at Maiden last month, so lines up race fit, but Simmering should have too much class to get beaten on her first run of this season. Harry Eustace's Time for Sandals gets her weather, so to speak. And a fine neck second to Ed Walker's Sell and Dine. In the Group 2 Lowther Stakes at York last year is a standout piece of form, while Andrew Balding's Formal completes the list of possibles, with Oisin Murphy in the hot seat. Simmering to come to the boil in the Fred Darling. Our next best is the exciting and so far unbeaten Jan Bruegel, who can get his season off to a winning start in the Group 3 Alleged Stakes. Ending a fine season, with victory in the final classic, the St. Leger, in a ding-dong battle to the line against stablemate Illinois, this 10-furlong trip hopefully won't be too sharp on Jan Bruegel's return to action. There's some big dates in the diary this summer, here and at Epsom, so this looks a good starting point for a big campaign. Stablemate Tower of London, and the prolific Crystal Black from Gerard Keane's yard rate the obvious dangers, but Jan Bruegel's, an impressive sight in full flow, so can go in under Ryan Moore. Earlier on at Newbury, Bellum Justum can take the finest surprise stakes. Last seen winning the Nashville Derby at Kentucky, Bellum Justum signed off a very lucrative season with that big prize. There's been a bit of money down for David Menuisier's Sunway, who plied his trade at the top table more than once last year, but first time up this term means he can be opposed. The good ground can play into Bellum Justum's strengths, while Sunway might be in need of the run, and some cut in the ground wouldn't go amiss. Charlie Appleby's Ancient Wisdom might also find this ground quicker than ideal, so Andrew Balding's second string, Davina Grace, can be the best of the rest. The Greenham Stakes can go to Brian Meehan's Rashabar. He was unfancied when sent off at 80-1 in the Coventry Stakes at Royal Ascot last year, but produced a brilliant run in the Farside Group to take that Group 2. He followed that up with a fine second in the Prix Morny at Deauville, in one of Europe's foremost 2-year-old sprints, and filled the same position in the Jean-Luc Lagardère, to end a top-class campaign. If Rashabar has trained on, then he'll be shortening his odds for the 2,000 guineas next month with a win here, as John and Thady Gosden's Chancellor looks to be the main danger. Charlie Appleby's Al Qudra was in 5th in that Coventry Stakes at Royal Ascot last season, though does line up here fresh from a win at Doha, so these are the 3, with Rashabar getting the nudge. The Park Express Stakes can go to Aidan O'Brien's Whirl. With Ryan Moore taking up the reins on Whirl, it's safe to assume that she is the stable first string ahead of Ecstatic and Garden of Eden, while it could be that Whirl has more to fear from Carl Burke's British Raider, Bright Thunder, who will go well on this ground for the Spigot Lodge handler. Jessica Harrington's Fleur de Sheen and Jer Lyons' Naomi LaPaglia complete the shortlist, but Whirl edges it.